Hi, my name is Perilina Petrus. My ID number is 05DDT19F2045. So today I would like to explain about the subject of DFN40213 scaling network for practical exercise 1. So today, first of all, this is the topology that I will use as packet tracer that for addressing table that has 3 devices, which is switch A, switch B, and switch C, and PC has 2, and PC A and PC B. So this is the interface and the IP address. For VLAN assignment has 2, which is VLAN 10 name student, VLAN 99 name management. So for part 1 is configure. Part 1 is build network and configure basic device settings. So for the step 1 is cable the network as shown in the topology. So the second one is configure PC host. So I configure at PCA, which is 192.168.0.2.255.255.255.0, and so for PCB also the same one, but the IP address is 192.168.0.3.255.255.255.0. So the next step is configure basic setting. Configure basic setting for each switch. So disable DNS lookup, configure the device name as shown in the topology, assign PKS as the console and PTY passwords and enable logging, assign JTMK as encrypted privilege, exact mode password, and shut down all unused switch ports. So the first one is for I configure at switch A. I configure at switch A, and then I configure hostname, no IP domain lookup, never secret PKS, line VTY015, password JTMK logging, exit, line console 0, password JTMK logging synchronous exit, and do show IP interface brief. So after I show interface brief, that I need to shut down the unused interface. So interface range FA0/1 until 24 and G0/1 until 2. So shut down. I do the same thing at switch A, switch B, and switch C. Okay, for part 2, configure VLANs, native VLANs, and trunk. Step 1 is create VLANs on all the switch. So I create the VLANs on switch A, switch B, and switch C. So for switch A, VLAN 10 name student, exit, name 99 name management. And then copy running config startup config, and then I also configure at the same thing like switch A for switch B and switch C. And then the next is enable user ports in the access mode and assign VLANs. So I assign at switch A for interface FA06, no shutdown, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10 and exit. And also the switch C interface FA0/18, no shutdown, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10 and exit. Next is configure trunk ports and assign to native VLANs. So for this, I configure at switch A, switch B, and switch C. And for this is I configure the interface range FA0/1 until 3, no shut, switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk native VLAN 99 and exit. I do the same thing at switch B and switch C. So the next is configure the management interface on all switches. So This is so for switch A, I configure interface VLAN 99, IP address 192.168.111.23.255.255.255.0, and switch B also, and I've configured the interface VLAN 99 and IP address is 192.168.1.12. so, and for subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and switch C also interface VLAN 99, IP address 192.168.13.1.13 and 255.255.255.0. So lastly is verify configuration and connectivity. So I use to verify configurations at switch A, B, and C for show VLAN brief, show interface trunk, and show running config. I did the same thing at switch A and switch B. So for part 3, which is determine the current root bridge. So before I configure at here, so I do the show spanning tree VLAN 1. So the first one is state the bridge priority for switch A for VLAN 1, which is 32769. So for state the bridge priority for switch B for VLAN 1, also the same 32769, and state for the bridge priority of switch A for VLAN 1, also the same things 32769. Which switch is the root bridge? So mine is switch B. Explain why the switch was selected as the root bridge. Because switch A and switch B has having the lowest MAC address. So next configure primary and secondary root bridge for all existing VLANs. Configure switch A to be the primary root bridge for all existing VLANs. Also configure switch C to be the secondary root bridge for all existing VLANs. So I use the command spanning tree VLAN 1 1099 root primary for switch A, and I use spanning tree VLAN 1 1099 root secondary for switch C. Apply an appropriate command and answer the following question. Define the bridge priority of switch A for VLAN 1 is 24577. Define the bridge priority of switch C for VLAN 1 28673. State the blocking interface. So my mine is F0/3 at switch B. Configure repeat PSVT. So first configure switch A for repeat PSVT, and also do the same thing at switch B and switch C. And lastly, verify configuration. So I use the command spanning tree mode repeat PSVT at switch A, switch B, and switch C. So for verify configuration for repeat PSVT is show running config and include spanning tree modes and show running config. I do the same thing at switch B and switch C. And lastly, configuration port vars and BPDU guard on SS port. Configure configure interface FA06 on switch A with port vars, and also BPDU guard. Configure all non-trunking ports on switch A with port vars, and also all non-trunking ports on switch C on BPDU guard. So for switch A, I configure the interface FA06 spanning 3 port vars, spanning 3 BPDU enable and exit. So lastly, I configured at switch C, which is spanning 3 port fast default, spanning 3 port fast BPDU guard default. That's all from me. Thank you.